guys, it's a different thing if you are running a tax business and you are working under a tax business. So
Right.
this message, before we even go ahead and get started, this message here is for individuals who have actually been working in the tax industry. You've been working under somebody, or you have your business and you're just looking to grow your business. This is for people who are looking, who already are intermediates in this industry. Not saying that if you're looking to start your own tax, if you're looking to become a tax preparer, not saying that you can't listen, but just make sure that you put in that into consideration, because this is a more, a more advanced level for people who are actually looking to run and start a tax business.
That's right. And the reason why we decided to do this webinar is because, like Moses said, when you are moving from tax preparer to tax entrepreneur, it is a whole new ball game. There is so much things to know. It can be very overwhelming and stressful. And so we created this webinar to basically show you exactly like, this is what you don't want to do. And this is what you want to focus on to have a great tax season. So let's get into it. Who is ready? Drop some hearts in the comments, guys. Let us know where you're from. And we are going to...
all and welcome to this wonderful webinar that we have in here. Our topic today is do's and don'ts when you want to become a business owner. Your do's and your don'ts. If you don't know us by now, I'm Moses Adesimilolu.
Greetings, everyone. This is LaShawn Adesimilolu. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes, everybody. So we're here to talk about your do's and don'ts when you start in a tax business.
Go ahead and get started. Now we're going to start with the don'ts first, okay? Because we want to let you know this is what you don't want to do. So let's go into the first don't.
Exactly. So now the first don't, what you do not want to do. First and foremost, you don't want to be overwhelmed. Like, you don't want to be pulling your hair out and saying, how am I ever going to just do this? How am I going to get started? Because the most important thing here is your mindset. What is the way you are viewing yourself? What is your mindset on your reality of how you want to be? When we first started our own tax business, we were already working with a firm for some years, left them, and started our own tax business. The thing that was interesting was this firm that we were working with, they were not willing to show us how it was going to be to start a tax business. Now, we had a stage where, even though we've been working, like me personally, I was doing taxes I was working with that firm for like 5 years or something like that. And, I brought LaShawn in and we worked, so after like the third year, we were like, you know what, she after her third year, right? We were like, you know what, let's go ahead and start our own. What I'm saying here is, it doesn't matter if you actually been doing taxes for a while. Running a tax business is a different ballgame.
Completely different.
Different ballgame. If nobody's going to even show you. So we didn't have this mentor to show us. We didn't have somebody to guide us. We were definitely overwhelmed. And that state of overwhelming kind of led us into doing something and joining, a tax business, just so we could just say, okay, just show us something. We rookies out here, just show us something. And LaShawn, just share your experience with that expert too.
Absolutely. Well, first, with the overwhelm, the good thing about our situation is Moses had been in the business long enough to learn the back end items. So he learned about things like banking, about compliance, about customer service, about all the things that you really don't learn when you're just doing taxes. So when I was just a tax preparer and I didn't know anything about the business aspects, I didn't know anything about running a tax business. So when we first started, we had to first think about, okay, now we have an office, we have overhead expenses. How do we register with a bank so that we can offer our clients things like checks and direct deposit and debit cards? How do we deal with compliance? What do we actually need to have so that we are compliant with the IRS? Customer service, marketing, all those things that we never had to think about before. We were just like, hey, let me get my clients, let me put them in the tax software, and let me collect my check. Now we had a whole host of things to learn. And so when you are just getting started and moving from tax preparer to business owner, that's part of that overwhelm. Okay. It's just like you don't know what you don't know. So definitely having a mentor or some type of system and process to guide you through that journey will help you not be overwhelmed when you get started. Because it's one thing to be a tax professional, and it's a whole nother thing to actually own a tax business. Okay. So that is the first thing. And like Moses said, because we were so overwhelmed, we decided to jump into a franchise. So our second don't is like, don't just jump into a franchise or partnership without doing your research. Okay. It is definitely a good idea to have a mentor, but just be aware of what they are bringing to the table. Okay. So when we did the franchise, it was really because we didn't know all the steps to register with the IRS, register with the state, get our banking handle. We did not know what we were supposed to do. So it was very appealing to join this business partnership where they just help us through it, right? They just help us to become a registered tax business. And then, they collected a portion of all of our commissions. And that would have been fine if they were fulfilling like their end of the bargain. But they had promised all this training throughout the year, which they didn't deliver. And so it just felt like that was not the right fit for us. So when you are going into starting a tax business, think about, what do you actually need? Do you want a community? Do you want training? What type of training do you want if you want training? What type of resources would you want them to offer? Consider all these things before you actually jump into this relationship with a partnership, with a business, with a franchise, because a lot of times you might have to put in even a lot of money to get started. Some franchises want you to put in $14,000, $20,000, $50,000 to join their partnership, and you really don't need to do that. So really take some time and research and consider what is the best option for you.
Yes, it's very important that we are actually weighing our options and seeing what is the things that will be beneficial us. And that was something that we actually did when we joined this franchise. We saw that, okay, what was the way that we were going to go that was going to be beneficial to us? Even though they were taking a commission, it was not more than what somebody else was taking. And also because, like LaShawn said, because I already have understanding in the back end of the business, we didn't need much of their mentorship. We just needed something to show, okay, this is how we had to go. And it really was something that was beneficial to us, that really helped us out, that just put us into a situation to where now, years down the line, here we are sharing this information with you all and saying, hey, this is the things you don't want to do, and this is the things you do want to do. So let's get into that was the second part of what you don't want to do, right?
That was number 2. Yeah. So first is don't be overwhelmed. Number 2, don't just jump into a franchise or business partnership without doing research.
Exactly. Third one?
The third one is don't procrastinate on things like banking and marketing.
Exactly. Don't procrastinate on different things, because you want to actually now start doing your research on who was the banking people that you want to use. What are the marketing strategies that you want to have? When you're running a tax business, first of all, there are banking that you would want to use. When I say banking, it's not saying, oh, go open a business account. It's saying, hey, when you get paid of the people that you are getting your taxes from. So let me say this again. Some people don't pay up front. Some taxpayers don't pay up front, right? So you get your money on the back end when the refund actually comes in. So this is where you use a bank that actually demarcates your fees from the refund. This banking is what you want to start looking into. You don't want to wait till it's about to be tax season and you're trying to figure out what bank you want to do. Trust me, that's another overwhelming state. It's not good. Don't do that. You don't want to wait till by Christmas time or next year to start letting people know you do taxes. Don't do that. You want to actually start marketing yourself. You want to get into it right now and let people know. Don't be a secret agent. Don't be a situation where people don't know what you do. It's like, when you're in business, you want to actually let people, you are your business. As an individual right now, even though this is our business, everywhere I go, I'm Rise Business Solution. Everywhere LaShawn goes, she's Rise Business Solution. And everybody else is affiliated with us. Now, everywhere we go, we have to realize that is us. We are our business. So you always have to let people know what is your business, what are you doing, and putting yourself out there for success.
That's right. And when we go back to don't procrastinate on things like banking, did you know, like what we found out the hard way is that when you are first getting started as a tax business owner and you are going to the bank the first time, a lot of times you can't qualify for certain resources because the bank doesn't have a relationship with you. And the tax industry, it could be a lot of fraud in there. And so they're very careful with how they treat new tax business owners. So you want to begin doing your research and see from the bank, like call them, talk to them. What type of resources will I be able to offer my clients? Some banks have things like a tax professional advance. So they'll give you an advance or some fees. But sometimes if you're a new business owner, you don't get that. So when you do your research beforehand, before the tax season, this will let you know, like, okay, do I want a mentor? Because if you work with a mentor, if you work with people who are already established in the industry, we can use our experience and history with the bank to actually help you get other resources. So do not procrastinate on things like banking and especially marketing. One of the things that we see a lot of tax professionals struggle with is they wait until the tax season to start marketing. No. The average person needs to see your brand at least 16 times before they decide to do business with you. So right away, you should be telling people, oh, I'm taking tax classes, I'm opening my tax business, share behind the scenes. You can go to libraries, parades, come up with a marketing strategy plan. And we know that this can be a lot. This is why we actually share resources to help you with this, different marketing strategies you can use, especially virtually, to go ahead and market your business. Okay. So definitely do not procrastinate on things like banking, marketing, and making sure you have a plan for the tax season.
Right. That's it. Those are our don'ts. Just there's more to it, but those are just the main ones that you want to actually do not do. Now let's get into the do's. What do you want to do to be successful running your virtual tax business? Remember, we did say virtual. First of all, you want to have a mentor. I mean, life is about knowing. It's about living in the knowing. And when we actually get a mentor, it's just like you are. If you ever saw the big fishes in the sea, the big whales in the sea, right? You see the Discovery show. I was watching the Discovery the other day, and it was talking about the big whales in the sea, how they have little fishes that just tag along these big whales. And what happens is, whatever the whale catches and doesn't eat anymore, this little fishes get some of that. What I'm saying is, those fishes, they know that that's their mentor. So they are just going to say, okay, let's move along with this mentor so that life doesn't have to be so hard. Get you a mentor when you're living through this experience so that you don't have to learn the hard way. so that you don't have to, fall down so many times. When you get a mentor, it helps an individual to learn better. It shows different ways and shows different aspects of how one can live life fluently and abundantly.
That's right. And then you get the benefit of having a shortcut. Like you don't have to spend your time and trying to figure things out the hard way. The mentor can tell you, oh no, don't take that path. I took that path and that path leads to trouble. Come over here on this side. So it's like either you're going to spend time or you're going to spend money. Would you rather waste time, years trying to research yourself and figure it out and get it wrong? Or would you rather just spend some money and learn how to make more money? So definitely, I agree. A mentor is definitely one of the first things that you want to do when you are starting off with your business. Definitely get a mentor. The second is to hire and train tax professionals right away before you're even ready. And for this one, this one was tough for me. When Moses and I started our tax business, we were very young, right? And for me, it was the first time in my career that I was really in a leadership position. And so it was very nerve-wracking to me just to think about interviewing people and being somebody's boss. But the very first year we started on our own, we knew okay, we wanted to have a team. So I remember we were putting applications all over Indeed, right? And we had an office in Tucker, Georgia. And I remember being so terrified, actually, when people came in to just do the interview process, because I'm like, I'm not ready. It's like when you start anything, you have to push yourself outside your comfort zone. And I just felt like I wasn't ready, but still, Moses and I did it. We interviewed person after person after person. And sometimes it was a fit and sometimes it wasn't. But I know maybe he wasn't as nervous as I was. But for me, y'all, it was like butterflies. Like, how am I going to do this? Most of these people that's coming in are way older than me. Are they even going to take me seriously? But we did it. And when we did the orientation, we had about 10 people come out and we did our tax class. And I would say at the end of the tax class, most people did not make it through. So this is also something you want to consider when you get tax preparers, because most of them are not actually going to be ready. So consider that, when you are investing your time into training them, consider that some of these people, even when they go through training, when it's time to actually hit the ground and run, they might not be ready to run. If any of you have the experience of having tax preparers like that, drop it in the comments and let us know. But that's definitely something that we experience. But the benefits of having tax professionals under you far outweighs any discomfort, any dis-ease, any butterflies that you may have in your tummy. Because guess what? That's more people that are going to promote your brand. That is more people that has a circle of influence outside of yours, where they can bring more people into your business. Your tax professionals are the hands and the face of your business. People are going to get to know them. If you pick the right people and they have a good reputation, then your business is going to build off of them. Likewise, if you pick the wrong people, your reputation might suffer because of them. So definitely, Moses and I strongly suggest to hire and train tax preparers right away your first year. Don't be a one-man or one-woman show. Just go for it. Now, we have seen a lot of tax entrepreneurs. Sorry, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to add to what you were going to say. It's very important that we actually know that in life alone, you are not alone. And therefore, in business, you are not alone. So it's very important that you have tax preparers that are going to diligently work with you in your business. Very, very important that we know this, because, and when you are training tax preparers, first of all, before you even get into that, we have a course where we can help you actually train tax preparers, so where you could take some of that load off of you. But you're still going to have to train them because you still want to have a relationship with your tax preparers. And it's very important that we are doing this as knowing that, okay, when you are starting this, you want to go ahead and just hire tax preparers and build that community with your people. So where you all are now growing. Now we have tax preparers that's been with us, ever since we started, and they're still rocking with us. And we're all growing together. Everybody sees how the growth is just happening abundantly every year. This is how you build relationships, and you know that everybody's all cool with each other, and we're just looking for the betterment, for the growth of each other.
Absolutely. And as Moses said, what we have seen with a lot of tax business owners is, we just have so much to think about when we first get started that it's like the idea of training a group of people can be overwhelming. So this is why we came out. Well, this is one of the reasons why we came out with our online introductory tax course, because not only did we want a way to train our tax professionals online, but we actually work with lots of other tax business owners who don't have the time, and their tax preparers go through our course. Now, our course is not specific to us, so any tax professional can take the course, learn basic tax laws, learn how to get their P10, learn how to market themselves, and then they come out and they are ready to work wherever they want to work. So if you're thinking like, wow, I would love to hire tax preparers, but I'm not ready to train them on the tax laws. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I'm still working my 9 to 5. Go ahead and consider just letting them use an online course to learn the basic tax laws. And that way, that they're actually committed because they invested their money. Yes, it is an investment. And we definitely recommend that you let the potential tax preparer pay for that. Because if they're not going to put the money in to invest in themselves, they might not actually be ready. But once they take the course, they come back to you, you tell them about your business, you develop this relationship with them, and then you're good to go. So it takes a lot of time and stress off of you. So this is one of the resources that we offer if you're ready to start your tax business and you want one less thing to worry about. Okay. So going back over our do's, our first do was to absolutely get a mentor. Second, hire and train tax professionals right away. And our third do is to be sure you have your client and business forms ready for the tax season, okay? You want to have all your forms together. So for example, some of that can be if you are hiring tax professionals, you want to have maybe an independent contractor agreement or an employee-employer agreement. That's basically going to tell them how much they're going to get paid, what their responsibilities are. If you want an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, you can have them sign that. Some people want their tax preparers to sign a non-compete clause. And so these are some things that you want to think about from the employer perspective of this is what you need to do to have your office ready. Also, for your clients, you're going to need the interview letter where they fill out all of their personal information. You're going to need your self-employment due diligence form. You're going to need your contract to actually prepare their taxes. So there are a lot of forms that are going to be required when you first start your business. And we know that it can be overwhelming when you're just getting started. So we do have a package where we have all of those forms, the business forms that you need grouped together, and you are able to get that. You can go right on our website. We'll drop a link where you can get that information. Also, a policies and procedures manual. This is something that we did not have the first couple of years in our business, but once we actually got mentorship and we learned how to really scale our business to the next level, that's one of the first things that we did, and it really made an impact. So that's going to basically tell, like, when you go to work at a job and you take an orientation and they give you this packet with all the information about the business, that's what you want to have. When you're training your tax professionals, you want to let them know this is the customer service number. This is our fax number. This is our address. This is what to do if a client calls in. If there's a problem, this is what we need to do. And so it lists out all of your services, the fees, what you expect, everything about your business to make everything run smoothly. Okay. So definitely you want to have all your client and business forms ready for the tax season. So you are ready to hit the ground running when it is time.
And just like this, it's very, very important that we are having all of these documents, having your ducks in a row. Like seriously, it's good when you have all of these things and you are not procrastinating to get them. So remember how we went in the don'ts? Let's go back and recap the don'ts. Don't. What are the first don'ts? Who can say it with us? Don't be overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. And the second one is don't just dump into a franchisee, into a franchisor and just jumping out there into any company that's a store itself at you without doing your research. And the third one is don't. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, do not procrastinate. Seriously, it's very, very important. Now, when we could have those don'ts and take that out the way, this is what we need to start doing. This is what we need to do to get this virtual tax business on the run. Get you a mentor. Mentors are very, very important. We actually have a mentorship program that we also do offer for those who are looking to grow their tax business, who are looking to the next level. We talk about mindset first, and then we get into automations into your business. LaShawn, go ahead and give them a little recap of what we do in our mentorship real quick for people.
Absolutely. So our baby, y'all, the program that we feel like would help every tax business owner is called TIM, the Taxpreneur Elite Mastermind. And this mastermind is really for the tax professional who is number one, experienced, and number two, really ready to get out and scale their business. So like Moses said, we talk about mindset, we talk about systems and processes, automation, we talk about building a team. Where do you find your tax preparers? How do you keep them? How do you train them? How do you engage them so that they actually stay? Some people don't have a problem getting tax professionals, but then they leave the next year. So what kind of things do you put in place to maintain a good worker, relationship? We also talk about things like outsourcing. How do you grow your team? Not just your tax professionals, but how do you grow your team to bring on graphic designers, video editors, people who are going to make your brand stand out? If you have been following us in the evolution of our brand, it actually has come a long way. And that's because we've learned how to invest in things that are actually going to grow and be a benefit to our business. Because if you really want to have the type of business that is going to sustain itself, you have to be working on the business and not just in the business. So if you are spending a lot of your time just doing, taxes, then you're not going to really get to the point where you can scale and, create a legacy. So that's what TIM is all about. It's a beautiful program. We highly recommend it to the person who's really ready to invest and take their business to the next level.
To the next, automatically going to the higher ups.
Right.
We call it a tax business in a box.
Absolutely.
Like we're literally giving you a tax business, a successful, profitable tax business in a box. So instead of you going ahead and joining into a franchisor, like we say, don't do, you could get you a tax business in a box. Now, the next one is what you do want to do. You want to start hiring tax professionals. You want to go ahead and get your hiring process on the go. And fortunately for you, as you're listening to this and you're excited to, how can you start hiring tax professionals? We do show you how you can do that. And we also have a course that you can provide to your tax professionals, giving them the course into learning how they could do, like LaShawn said earlier. It's not, we don't make it to where they have to come and work with us. We just have the course to where anybody can literally take that course and go out there and learn the basic laws into preparing taxes. Now, the third one that we have is definitely getting your books in order. getting your client forms, getting your client intake forms, your policies and procedures, your W-4s, your contractors agreements, because the professionals that you're hiring, you're more than likely going to bring them in as a contractor. Okay, so you're bringing them in, you making sure you have all of this books, all of this ducks in a row, and we do have all of this provided for you on our website. If you don't know our website by now, it's www.sellyourbusinessatlanta.com or risebusinesssolutions.net. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you coming to this webinar and joining this webinar. We want to also let you all know we have just launched a new course. LaShawn, go ahead and tell them about that.
Absolutely. So if you have been following along and you have listened to this and you said, you know what, I am actually ready to start my tax business. This sounds like something that I'm going to do. I've been in the tax industry for a while. I'm ready to start it. We have the perfect solution for you. So we have our course, Launch Your Virtual Tax Business in 60 Days. This course covers all the do's that we mentioned and more. So it's going to take the overwhelm and stress off of you, save you so much time and money, because we show you exactly how to register with the IRS. We show you how to register with your state. We show you how to have a banking relationship and when to do that. We show you how to market, to get tax professionals, to train your tax professionals. We teach you everything you actually need to launch your tax business, and especially if you're doing it now, because you can do that within 60 days. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in, we are leaving the link below. Go ahead and check it out. The benefits of this course is that, number one, it's going to walk you through step by step exactly what you need to do. You can access this from your phone. So it's online. If you are in the car, in the pickup line at your child's school, you can watch a video. If you have some time on your lunch break at your 9 to 5 that you are ready to leave, you can watch a video. And then it's going to pause right where you are. So when you stop a step, you go back right to it and continue it. And you can learn how to actually start your tax business without having to just jump into any franchise or partnership. Now, like Moses and I said, we definitely suggest that you have a mentor, but you just don't have to jump into anything because you don't know what to do to start your tax business. So this is a great bird in the hand to have, so that as you are researching a mentor, you can already go ahead and get your business started. Now,
I mean, where was us when we were started, right? So it would have been like, that sounds crazy. And where was us when we were started? Right. But like literally, when we, were launching our virtual tax, when we were launching our tax business, it was not even virtual. When we were launching our tax business, we actually needed something like this. We needed that course. We needed the virtual tax business 6 days course. We needed the Introductory Tax Preparer course. All of these things are needed. And this is why we have this out here to the community, because we know that it's needed. It's just like, look, I know the community needs it, so let's just put it out there for people to use it and better themselves and become better people in life.
Absolutely.
Like seriously, it's about getting better in life.
Yes. Now, if you've been watching along with this and you are somebody who is actually just ready to get started in the tax industry, you don't even have any experience doing taxes, we definitely do have ways for you to get started in this industry. Fear not. You can become a tax professional. You can do the online course. And if you are looking for a mentorship while you're doing that, you can become an independent contractor with our company. Some of the benefits of that is that we're going to get you set up with software. It's going to be a low fee to get started. You're going to train with the best tax coaches in the industry. We have a family-friendly environment. Everything is virtual. We are going to give you marketing materials. We're going to show you how to brand yourself. You're going to have a portal to put all your clients' information in. You're just going to be bombarded with so much value that you will know that you're in the right place. So wherever you are on your journey as a tax professional, we definitely do have something that's going to benefit you.
Definitely. Yeah. I love how you said that. You're going to be bombarded because It's just like you get two of the best coaches in the tax business, in the tax game, y'all. Like seriously. Bonus, 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 bonus. I'm gonna put this bonus at the end of this video. I don't think we discussed this in the video before we started. So I'm just gonna put this in, and I'm just gonna say that, hey, if you have a tax business right now that's not virtual, don't be scared. Take that business virtual. In 2019, my rent was up in the tax office that we had. And me and LaShawn sat down and I said, you know what, baby, I think we need to go virtual with this. And she said, sure. I've been saying it. Like, my clients don't ever come into the office. You don't want to ever go into the office. I'm like, that's kind of true. Like, I really don't have to really be seeing my clients like that. And we went virtual in that 2019. And that same year, bonus information, we took, me and LaShawn and the children, we traveled around the world. Like we went on a 3-month trip out of the country. Literally out of the country, 3 months. That same 2019, August, we left and we didn't come back till November, December. And it was a remarkable trip. It was so fun. It was nice. It was lovely. But what I'm saying here is, I'm saying to say that when we actually believe in ourselves, when we're believing in the higher power, when we're believing, sometimes you just have to believe that it's just going to work out. You just have to just know that it's going to work out. We took the business virtual. And while we were in all these different countries, Thailand specifically, we met some African Americans who had left the United States and been expatriated in this country. Now, if you know tax laws, expats can still file taxes. And this is where we actually was able to even build more relationships with other clients out of the country. So this is how you could literally leverage a business and take it to another level, to where even other taxpayers don't even understand what you're saying. And it's okay. This is why we're saying that you are coming with the best mentors in the game, to where we can now show you how to take your business from a land tax business to a virtual tax business. And it's literally no limits at that point. Think about it.
No limits at all, guys. No limits at all.
All right, everybody. Peace and blessings. We hope this information was valuable to you all. If you're looking to work with us, you know what to do. If not, we wish you well. Either way it goes, we wish you all well. And remember, you are powerful. LaShawn, do you have any last words to say to the people?
No, guys, just thank you for joining and being here with us. It is our pleasure to serve, and we appreciate each and every one of you that took the time to join us on this live webinar. And for those of you who are going to be watching via the replay, really hope you did gain something from it. And we really hope that you go outside your comfort zone and start that business, because it has changed our lives. It has done everything for our confidence, for us fulfilling our purpose in life, and helping other people to do the same. So just thank you so much for being here with us today.
Peace and blessings.
All right. See you guys.
Your best life.